Hi everyone, welcome back. In today's lecture, we're going to learn how to optimize these systems so they become production ready, high accurate, and reliable in real world applications. Now, before we begin, let's understand the core problem first. When you when you build a basic rack system, it looks like very simple. You take documents, convert them into embedding, store them in a vector database, retrieve relevant chunks, and then pass them to a language model to generate answers. But when you actually test this system in real world use cases, many problem appears. Sometimes retrieval is inaccurate, sometimes irrelevant documents are included, sometimes important context is missing and the model is hallucinating, even when correct context is given. So in this lecture, we're going to fix all of these problems step by step and understand how real production rack systems are built. Let's start with the most important foundation, retrieval accuracy. Retrieval accuracy means how correctly your system is able to fetch relevant information for a user query. For example, if a user asks, what is refund policy for Amazon Prime in India? And your system retrieves a general Amazon Prime features page instead of refund policy document, then the final answer will be wrong. So retrieval quality directly controls output quality. Now let's see how we improve retrieval using hybrid search. We use both vector search and keyword search together. Here is a simple code representation you see. Now let me explain this clearly. Vector search understands meaning. It knows the battery drain issue and overheating problem are similar even if the words are different. Keyword search understands exact words. It directly matches terms like refund policy or battery issue. So when we combine both, we get strong retrieval because we cover both meaning and exact matching. Then we apply re-ranking, which ensures the most relevant documents come at the top. Now let's move to the chunking, which is one of the most important parts of a rack system. Chunking means how we split documents before storing them. So here is a simple example. Now let me explain this properly. We are breaking large documents into smaller chunks of 500 characters so they can be stored and retrieved easily. We also use overlap of 100 characters. So why overlapping here? Because sometimes important information is split between two chunks, so overlap ensures we do not lose context. For example, in Tesla article, battery performance might be split across two paragraphs. Overlap helps preserve that connection. Now let's move to the query expansion here. Query expansion means we take a user query or question and rewrite it in different ways to improve retrieval coverage. Here is a simple representation, and here you see we are using a language model to generate a multiple versions of the same question. For example, if user asks cheap laptops for students, the system may expand it into budget laptops, affordable laptops, student laptops, user under budget, low cost notebooks. Why do we do this exactly? Because different documents use different wording and expansions has helps us retrieve more relevant results. Now let's move to re-ranking, which is very important in production systems. After retrieving documents, we don't directly send them to the model. Instead, we rank them properly. Here is a simple representation which you can see in the Python code here. Now let me explain this properly. We compare each document with the query and assign a relevance score. Then we sort documents so that the most relevant ones come first. For example, a 2025 climate report will rank higher than a random blog post. Now let's move irrelevant context handling here. Even good retrieval systems sometimes bring noise. So we use filtering. First is similarity threshold filtering. So here is the representation of a sample code here. So we are removing documents that are not strongly relevant. If a document has low similarity score like 0.5, it is ignored because it can confuse a model. Now we also use metadata filtering as well. Now each document has extra information like year or category. So if the query is about latest AI tools, we remove old documents automatically. This ensures only recent and relevant data is used. Now let's talk about hallucinations. One of the important one. Hallucinations means the model generates information that is not present in the context. To fix this, we strictly grounding. We mostly use this grounding part and look like we give a prompt like this. Like we are mainly forcing the model to stay inside the provided documents and not guessing from the memory. This is extremely important in production systems. Now we also use context comparison as well. Instead of sending long documents, we summarize them. Now let me explain this like clearly. Like we are reducing large documents into key points only. For example, instead of sending a full medical research paper, we only keep key facts like symptoms, causes, and effects. This reduces confusion and improves focus. Now let's move to the critical based answers. In production systems, we want answers like according to the document 2, the refund period is 30 days. Now why is this important? Exactly. Because it makes answer traceable and trustworthy. We can always check where the answer came from. Now let's move to the context window optimization. Every model has a token limit, so we cannot see or send everything, right? So we select only important chunks. We are choosing only top 5 most relevant chunks instead of sending everything. This keeps input small and focused. Now we also use hierarchy summarization as well. Now let me explain this part very clearly, and please listen clarity here this. And first we summarize each document individually, then we combine those summaries, then we generate final answer from this compressed version. This reduces noise significantly and improves accuracy. Now let's talk about token budgeting. We divide context like this, like 60% main documents, 20% supporting context, and 20% reasoning. Now let me explain this properly. Like we are controlling how much space each part of the input gets so that we do not exceed limit and still maintain balance. Now let's talk about top K retrieval. Top K retrieval means how many documents we retrieve. If K is too small, we miss important information. If K is too large, we add noise. So we use dynamic top K. If a system is confident, we retrieve fewer documents. If the system is not confident, we retrieve more documents. This makes the system adaptive. We also use threshold filtering also. Like we are removing weak matches and only keep strong relevant documents. Now let's combine everything into a full pipeline here. Okay. So now let me explain you a full flow step by step. First, we expand the query to improve coverage. Then we retrieve the documents using hybrid search. Then we filter weak results. Then we re-rank to get best results at top. Then we compress context to remove noise. Finally, we generate an answer using the large language model. This is exactly how production systems like Amazon customer support system or even other companies will use. Now, to summarize everything, we improve retrieval using hybrid search, chunking, query expansion, and re-ranking. We remove irrelevant data using filtering and metadata rules. We reduce hallucinations using grounding, compression, and strict prompting. We optimize context using summarization, token budgeting. We control retrieval using dynamic top K and thresholding. And when all of this is combined together, you get a production ready rack system. That is the difference between a beginner system and a real world AI system.